Namaskar. Welcome to the event number 4, Abroad Travel. In this series of examples, we are going to study under event 4, Abroad Travel. We will be studying many case studies for abroad travel for the purpose of studies or on-site job or vacations and permanent settlement and travel and stay there for long but coming back homeland. So different case studies we'll be studying. And I'm requesting that actually please go through the previous video in which I was explaining in detail about the important rules and the important points to be considered in respect to the abroad travel. Though we know that third house, ninth house, 12th house, and especially role of Rahu are important in the promise and also timing of event for the abroad travel, you have to keep it in mind. In some cases, like what we have studied for the marriage, some cases it will be simple. We can see the signification, we can easily find out. But in many of the cases, you would have seen that third house, ninth house, 12th house signification may not be signified by a planet in planet level, star level, or sub level, especially in CLOCs. If you find it, it may not be signified. If you take the CST and CSL, in some cases it will be signified, but some cases that also will not be signified, only through the supports only. So we will not be able to identify the planets, whether this planet is going to support for the event. If you just go with these significators like CLOC, like 4-4 significators, or you take 6-4 significators, if you start thinking that, then we may fail also. I'm sure about it. The thing is, actually, as per EPS, if you follow the key planets technique, as I discussed in the marriage point of view, we have studied many cases wherein many planets may not be signifying that 2 or 7 or 11 significations, but the planet which would have thought not favorable for the marriage would have given the marriage during the Bhukti. Similarly, for this event of abroad travel, that to first time abroad travel is an important life event in a native, it is equal to the marriage event. The strongest Bhukti will favor for the event. Of course, destiny should support and the Sar should indicate that, and that Bhukti among the Bhuktis, good Bhuktis or stronger Bhukti will favor for the event for the abroad travel. Among that, supportive or strong antra will favor for the event to be executed. So we have to be very careful in that. Studying the self-signification strength and studying the key planets is important, as we have been doing the same thing only in the previous events also. How the key planets techniques are going to be more useful in making this planet is favorable for long travel. This planet will support for the long travel for studies or education, or job prospects or short duration or vacation. So those things and all I'll be explaining in step by step. I'm going to do that. Please go through that carefully, and also you please start practicing it. So I will be having many cases. Some cases will be easy, and some cases will be a little bit tough. Then some cases will be tougher also. Tougher in the sense, it is not that actually this chart is very difficult to identify. No, if you follow the key planets techniques, whatever we have been discussing, follow the identifying the important key planets of the dasa and connecting to the bhukti, the tilt connection, and also that signification study. If you level wise study, if you start doing that, then we can easily identify. So even in this case also, normally as I have been doing in the previous events, I will not be taking why this event. Suppose the native traveled abroad on so and so period. Okay, we can justify that. But why the previous Bhukti did not favor for that? Why this Bhukti and Antra only? Why this Dasa only favored? If the destiny is supporting, why this Dasa Bhukti only favored? So those things also, a comparative study also will be done. So for your better understanding and also for so that you will also follow the same method in your application while you are doing such case studies. I think you are able to understand. So let me take this video as an example number one. We'll take it, and this example number one will be on the abroad travel for the studies. So we will go with the EPS tables now, and let us study how this native is supportive. The destiny is favoring for the abroad travel, and how the dasa and bukti also supported for the abroad travel for studies. Event 4, abroad travel. Example number 1, abroad travel for studies. Now let us examine the birth chart. This is the birth chart of a female, and we are going to study her prospects on abroad travel for studies. Before that, before going to study the EPS tables for the destiny and also the SAR periods, now let us study the basic study on the birth chart. So that way we have to start. Let me open this. Yes. Now we have to study. We know what are the houses or important houses for abroad travel. Travel in general, third house is travel. It is movement. Third house means moving. Fourth house is a house stagnant, and third house is movement. Ninth house is long travel. It is also balancing. Third house is, suppose if you take Gemini, ninth house is Sagittarius. So it is balancing. It is long travel. Third house and ninth house. And 12th house is the house of unknown place or abroad countries also we can see. 3, 9, 12. Grouping are important. 3 alone or 9 alone, 12 alone will not be signifying the abroad. Individually, they will have many significations, but only the combined significations only can give the output. Along with that, 11th house. 11th house in general is good house for the lagna, for the satisfaction or for the desire to get fulfilled, right? So 11th house in general is good. And for the what purpose the traveling is going to happen. Suppose if the purpose is for the studies, 4th house, or for the job, 6th house and 10th house. Sometime what will happen? Go for studies, then it will also have 6th house, 10th house combination also. So initially it will go for some pursuing some master degree or something. Then once they completed, if the periods are favoring, they will go for the job also in abroad itself. So 4th house in general, unfavorable houses to the abroad travel is 2nd house and 4th house and 8th house. We can say they are all having some non-supportive houses, because 2nd house is 12th house to the 3rd house. It is saying about money also. It is talking about family also. And the 12th house to the 3rd house. It is because the 2nd house is earthy sign in natural zodiac, Taurus. So 3rd house is Aries sign, that is Gemini. So 12th house to this, third house is talking about present in the homeland. It is also, but please understand, 2nd house also Karaka planet for the earning. So somebody is there in abroad for job. So 2nd house will also support for traveling. Not for traveling, support for earning. So just with the 2nd house alone, we cannot say it is supportive, right? It is not supportive for traveling abroad. So 2nd house is, we can say how 3, 9, 12 we have taken. 2nd house also when it's connected to the 4th house or 8th house, importantly 8th house. Why 8th house? For the 9th house, 8th house is going to be 12th house. So it is indicating in general 8th house is the obstacle causing houses to the Lagna. So moreover that it is 12th house to the 9th house also. So these 2 and 8 houses are indicating not supporting to the 3 and 9. So it can indicate some obstacles. 4th house, as I said, 4th house is talking about homeland also. It can indicate that 4th house is talking about education also. So we cannot say 4th house is unfavorable for being abroad. Somebody is there in abroad and they are purchasing the property also. There also the 4th house will, because 4th house is where the native is residing. We can say fourth house is homeland also, and it is also, I mean, another Karagatva planet for the property and where the native is residing. So every house has got their signification individually, but only combined signification. In the absence of 3, 9, 12, in the grouping of 3, 9, 12, this the second house, the eighth house, or second and four are playing role. Importantly, eighth house is most important one. Along with that, 2 and 4 are playing, so it is indicating obstacles. Suppose both are playing, it indicates supportive and also not supportive. In the sense, it can support for travel and it can also support for not, it will not support for, long stay in abroad. It will support for coming back to homeland also. I have discussed all these points in the previous, in the basic rules video, but still I'm explaining this one in the first example, so that you will have some basic idea on this, and before proceeding further on the example. Okay, now we are talking about the that native is coming and asking for broad travel for pursuing higher studies, master studies. So what we have to do, first of all, we have to do the basic study. The Lagna is Cancer Lagna. Okay, so what are the houses we have to check? 3, 9, 12 house owners, or if they are all connected to each other, then it will support in general for such a travel. It is basic. Along with that, Rahu also playing role in the basic study itself. Okay, it is supportive for such significations. And watery sign or air sign are also connected. It is also further supporting, because watery sign and air signs are all supportive for traveling through, long travel also. Third house, you can see ninth lord. Third lord is Mercury. 12th lord also Mercury. Third lord, 12th lord, posted in own sign, but in the 11th house. That is good. Third lord, 12th lord occupying 11th house, but in own sign. So 3, 9, 3, 12, and 11 are connected. That Mercury is conjoined with Venus, 4th lord and 11th lord. 4th lord, 11th lord, Venus is conjoined to the 3rd lord, 12th lord. 4 and 11 in the Aries sign. The sign of in Gemini is good. The 4th house is talking about education, and 11th is also success. 4th lord, 11th lord is conjoined with the Mercury. And any other planet is aspecting to this 12th lord. Where is the 9th lord? 9th lord planet is, we have to immediately look for such combination whether it is formed. 9th lord and 6th lord is Jupiter. Jupiter is posted in the 3rd house, conjoined with the Mars. Conjoined with the Rahu. Jupiter is in, this is also an Aries sign, this is also an Aries sign. That is also an additional support. Rahu also conjoined. Rahu occupying 4th house. It is also supportive for the education. Now Jupiter occupying 3rd house and aspecting to the Mercury and Venus. So 9th lord from the 3rd house, 9th lord, 6th lord from the 3rd house, it is aspecting to the 12th lord Mercury, and also its Rasi lord Venus also. So 3, 9, 12 and 11 are also connected. 4 is also connected. It is indicating support. It indicates supportive significations for travel abroad and also for the education. And was being the 6th lord also present. So that also, because that Jupiter also aspected by Mars, 10th lord from the 10th house itself is aspecting. So 6 and 10 are also connected. It can also favor for abroad travel or job prospects in abroad. So this is indicating by basic study, it will help us to get some idea whether 3, 9, 12 significators and Jupiter and Rahu, because Jupiter in general, natural zodiac, Jupiter is the 9th lord and 12th lord, and Mercury is the 3rd lord. So these planets are also joining in hands, then they're going to add more supports also. So now that all the planets are connected, so in general study, it is indicating supportive. So by way of extended signification, the intensity we can identify. I think we are able to understand the basic study on this. So now let us study the self-significations. I have already selected the event abroad travel studies. Now let us study on the self-significations. Now we are on the EPS page, event page, and I have selected the event abroad travel studies, and you can see the ABC favorable and unfavorable significations, and only second house and eighth house are given under the unfavorable. That too is D3. I mean worst. No D2, no D1, because as I said, fourth house was supposed to be on the weak significations for travel. But since the purpose of travel is for studies, so fourth house is given under the secondary. It means it is an important house because that is for the studies only is traveling. All the other houses, 3, 9, 12 is primary, and all the other houses, Lagna, 5, 11, all supportive houses, secondary houses, supportive was 6, 7, 10. So, as I said, no, individually all are having favorable, but individually this 2 and 8 can be unfavorable, but only grouping only is important. Otherwise, favorable or more, only 2 houses are on the unfavorable side. If you look at that score, no, then automatically favorable for all the planets, free from second house or eighth house, they will get all the good high score only. I'm talking about the score point of view, so that key planets ranks also will vary. So when there's such problem will come whenever more houses are there in either in favorable or unfavorable. So that we have to be keep in mind. That's what I said. Please do not blindly follow the ranks of the analyzer table, and also that ranks and all, please do not give importance, and quality names and all, because such problem can come. So that's why I wanted to say that. So suppose for the studies, fourth house is given under the favorable. Suppose instead of studies, if it is for the job and all, fourth house can be there in the D2. Please understand, fourth house also can be supportive house for the job also, because it is also favorable house. But I mean, for the sake of giving the houses under favorable or unfavorable, we are categorizing them into that. But as I said, grouping only is important. Okay, I think we're able to understand. Now let us check the self-signification. Self-significator, and let us try to give the colors also. Ketu occupying 10th house, representing, okay, let us start with the Lagna Lord. Lagna Lord occupying 11th house, 3, 7, 11 star Lord and 12th sub Lord. This is good. 1, 11, 3, 7, 11 and 12th cuspal sub Lord. So moon should be dark green. And let us check the other primary houses. 12th Lord. Third Lord, 12th Lord, occupying 11th house, 1, 5 star Lord, 1, 5, 7, 8, 11 cuspal sublord. Though it is 8th cuspal sublord, it is not a problem, because 1, 5, 7, and 11. 1 and 11 are good. 5 and 7 also supportive. And 3, 12, 11, 1, all are good only. So 3, 12 we can give. Mercury planet can be given a light shade, because it is not having the 9th house, it is having 8th house here, but having 1, 5, 7, and 11, we can give light green also or dark green also, doesn't matter. So I have given light green. And 9th Lord, 6th Lord, 9th Lord occupying 3rd house. This is good. So that is favorable. So Jupiter can be given again dark green. So all the primary rulers, 3rd Lord, 12th Lord, 9th Lord, are getting the color green color. That is good. They are not on their own, say, I mean, self-afflicted. It is, they are not getting that. So that is good. And check the sublord. Third lord, third sublord, 9th sublord, also 6th sublord. Rahu occupying 4th house and 4, 8, 12 cuspal star lord. Fourth house in general, as I said, it is indicating not supportive, but 4 and 12 also there, it is also good, but 4 and 8 is not good. But 4, 8, 12 in general is obstacle causing houses to the Lagna, but 12 is fine for the event. 4 is also for the purpose of travel is fine, provided It is if it is not having third house or ninth house or 11th house in its self significations, four on only there without any favorable houses for the travel, then it can become it can become weak. So now you can see third sublord and sixth sublord and ninth sublord also having 4, 4 and 12. It is supportive with some weakness. And second planet Ketu, fourth lord, 11th lord, fourth lord, 11th lord in the 12th house is good. And 2, 6 star lord, 2, 6, 10 star lord. This is talking about the professional prospect. Fourth lord, it is talking about education and success in the 12th house, in the abroad also we can take it. 2, 16 supportive for the profession, and 2 and 4 cuspal sublord. You can see if you look at 2 and 4 alone, it is not good, right? But it is also not bad because second house is and fourth house supportive for the money. Second house because 2, 16, 2, 4. 2 is for money and 4 is second house to the second, third house to the second house is good. But for the traveling, because we are looking for the planet which are favoring for the traveling, initiation of the travel. Once the travel is over, if the periods are supportive, then that is enough for the native to stay there. Not required all the time. These good key planets should be playing role directly in their rulers in the during the dasa period. That you have to keep it in mind. So traveling abroad, for that we need all the fare, because we for to travel abroad we need the tickets, we need all the visa and everything. Visa is important to stay there also, but tickets we need. No, for that this good grouping 3, 9, 12 and 11th house, that grouping should be there. So that if it is present, that is fine. So I mean, let us come to this point. So the Rahu, if you see this is favorable with some supportive signification at the second planet, so Rahu can be given light green, right? Because of this event, abroad travel for study. Suppose if you take for other event for abroad travel for a job prospect, we can give it is a blue color because it is 3, 6, 9, because sublord is stronger than this one. No? So I can give blue because of the fourth house. But here it is 4 and 8 because it is got sublord itself 3, 9 cuspal sublord. I have given light green. And let us talk Venus now. Fourth Lord, 11th Lord occupying 12th house. This is good. As I said, this is also supportive, and this is also supportive for the fourth house matters and also in abroad. Second planet also supportive. So because of these 4 and 4 supportive houses, we can say that Venus planet, we can give it as a blue color because fourth Lord, 11th Lord occupying 12, 2, 6, 10, second and 4 both are present. No, so that is what I want, because there is no 8. Yes, we can also give, instead of blue also we can give light green, right? Because source is 11th lord, it is just only 4. Okay, we can say weak, but 4th lord, 11th lord occupying 12th house, and 2 and 4 cuspal sublord only, it is indicating some weakness, but to the it is not detrimental, it is not 8th house, there is no 8 is there, so that way we can give light green also. And Ketu occupying 10th house, so we can give blue. It is not detrimental. And 5, 10, 10 also fine. And which other planets? Sun. Second lord occupying 11th house and 10th sublord. So it is not having any weakness. Second house alone is not bad. It is second house is talking about the money also, finance also. Occupying 11 is also good. 10 is also good. So sun we can take blue. So the planet which are free from the unfavorable grouping, but having favorable will give blue color. Moon we already given. Mars, 5th lord, 10th lord occupying 10th house. So Mars also we can give blue. And Saturn, 7th lord, 8th lord occupying 8th house. 8th house, right? 8th house, it is indicating some obstacle, but 9th star lord, 7th lord and 9th star lord. So this is fine, but 8 and 8 are indicating obstacle. So that Saturn we can give pink. If you see all the 9 planets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planets have got green color, and only one planet is light red, remaining are having blue. That itself is indicating when many planets, I used to say in the self-signification study, studying as a key planet, when many planets are having favorable key planets, And especially with the 11th house, 12th house, primary house, all are present. You can see in each and every planet. That itself is indicating, without studying the destiny and dasa period, this native is eligible to go abroad, right? So that is supportive because groupings are present. So that is the, important point or important output we can, we can get while after studying the self significations. So we have studied in basic study itself. We found the 3, 9, 12 are connected, and we have found that what do you call, in the self significance also majority of planets are favorable. Now let us check the destiny. Now let us examine the destiny and the dasa periods. Let me open the significators. Sorry. Okay. So we have to check the ninth lord, 9, 3, 9, 12 rulers, especially third cuspal sublord, ninth sublord, and 12th sublord. Now let us examine that one. As I was explaining while we were studying the self-signification of all 9 planets, many planets are favorable. So definitely all the rulers, third ruler, 10th, 9th ruler, 12th ruler, all will be supportive only. Anyway, we have to check the destiny. Let us focus on the 3 sublord and 9 sublord Rahu and 12 sublord Moon, right? So sometime what will happen while we are doing that study, if you when you're focusing on the sublord of the houses, the planets, and suppose the birth time is little different, that sublord definitely will differ. Ninth sublord and third sublord, 12th sublord can differ. Suppose 1 or 2 minutes adjust, then they can get that sublord also. So it will vary. But when you study the cuspal lordship, third lord, ninth lord, 12th lord, itself, when you are studying, it will indicate that one. So in the, suppose you can see ninth lord Jupiter. Jupiter is ninth lord, also occupying third house, right? And just a minute. And in the star of Rahu, occupying fourth house, but it is 3, 6, 9 cuspal sublord for this purpose, right? And the 12 level planet again Jupiter. Sublord is Saturn. It is talking about mixed one. It is not detrimental. It is 7th lord, 8th lord, but 9th sublord. Again Rahu is coming. So they're all supportive. Even if it is 9th sublord, if you feel it is suppose Rahu is not 9th sublord. Maybe instead of Rahu, Jupiter would have got the next, if the 1 or 2 minutes, if you increase, Jupiter can become the 9th sublord. Or minutes are decreased, then instead of Rahu, Mars can become the 9th sublord. So while you are doing the rectification of the birth time, I will explain how according to the event, when you are doing the verification on the past events, how to fix the sublord and all, I will explain. But when you are going to learn how to do that study and also timing of event, so the corrected and fixed rectified time only we are going to study. So you focus on this, how we are studying that. But when you are going to do the reverse process of the verification, then you will understand how the importance of the sublord, and you can fix it accordingly. What I'm trying to say that when the many planets have such favorable signification, so even sublord is little changing also, that will not have the strong problem. It will support you only, but still while checking the timing of event, that can, because sublord changes, that primary cuspal sublord changes, automatically that key planet strength will vary. Those things also you have to keep it in mind. So what I'm saying now, let us focus on the chart. For the sublords only now, because if you check all 9 planets, sorry, all the 3, 9, 12 cuspal lord and cuspal sublord, 6 planet we may have to check, and it will take a lot of time also. But if it are required, we will check it. In this case, it may not be required. Rahu, it is Rahu planet itself is coming, and 3, 9 cuspal sublord in the star of a planet Jupiter is favorable. 12 level also Rahu, and sublord is Sun is 2, 11, and 10, and Mars is 5, 10, and 10. You see, this one up to this level, it is supportive for traveling abroad, and also it is supportive for the four, and the fourth house is connected. 4, 11 are supported for the purpose of education. And result planet is talking about 2, 11, 10. It is supportive for the profession. It indicates what? Long travel can support for education, also can support finally for the job prospects also. Now, if the sun is having connection to the Jupiter or Rahu, because it is not having these 3 or 9 or 12, but it is having 2 and 11 good houses. If it is having rural link in the support, definitely that will support also. Suppose if you open that Rahu's, just a minute, if you open that Rahu's EPS table, then we can see sublord is sun, sun is having moon in conjunction. You can see Venus. Venus is there. Venus represents Rahu. You can see Venus and Rahu, the planets which are the source planet, is having the in supports to the sun. So that way it is, getting a ruler link from the Rahu. Rahu is a good key planet that is passing ruler link to the sun. So it is supportive. And so that way, that 9th sublord is favoring. And 12th sublord planet. What is the 12th sublord planet? 12th sublord is moon. Yes. Moon in own star, and 12 level, and sublord is Venus, our Rahu, our green planet. So this is all favoring, right? Star lord of the sublord also Jupiter. Where is moon posted? Moon is posted in the sign of Venus. So indirectly, Rahu is forming indirect conjunction to the moon also. So Rahu and Venus are not only the sublord of the moon, but also they're forming ruler link. Moon is also passing its significations to the Venus, and also Rahu also passing, because moon is good key planet, green planet, 1, 11, 3, 7, 11, 12 sublord. So this is good. So it is all supportive. So all the key planets are playing role for the 9th sublord and 3rd sublord and 12th sublord, because Jupiter is Rahu is playing at 2 levels, and Jupiter also coming, and of course moon is also playing role. So Rahu, Venus, Jupiter, moon, all are playing role in the destiny. So destiny is promising for travel abroad and for the studies. So now what we have to do, we have to check the Dasa Lord. So Dasa Lord, at the time of that native, that girl completing her studies, she was doing undergraduate during Rahu Dasa. Under Rahu Dasa, she was doing undergraduation, and she completed the her UG at the age of 21 and Venus Bugdi. During Venus Bugdi, end of the Venus Bugdi, she completed Venus Bugdi, and of course in Ketu Antra, something, during the end of the Venus Bugdi, she completed. So then after that Venus Bugdi, she wanted to do job. So in Sun definitely would have supported for the job. So he wanted to go to abroad for pursuing higher studies, PG. So Venus is supportive, but Venus is during that period only she completed at the end of the Venus only. So Venus could not favor. And Sun, we check Sun whether it's favoring. Sun, Moon, and Mars are the period within Rahu Dasa is running. So within this Dasa, which Bugdi would have been favorable or would have supported for this girl to go abroad for pursuing higher studies? That we have to check. So Dasa Lord is Rahu. Rahu, as already we discussed, Rahu, that is the key planet or primary destiny planet itself we studied. So that destiny planet, when we studied, we could see which are the favorable key planets rolling here. We studied Rahu playing, Venus playing, and Jupiter. And our moon is also playing indirectly, because moon in the sign of Venus. We discussed Rahu having got indirect conjunction to the Venus. You can see that moon and Rahu are indirectly conjunct, because moon is in the sign of Venus only. So we need these important key planets, Rahu or Venus and Jupiter in their rulers. Sun is not having, sun in the star 2 levels are not having good key planets. Moon is good, As we said, moon, planet, star level, everything 12 sublord is favorable. But moon is directly coming. But the important planets and Venus or Rahu, whenever the Dasa Lord, that too Rahu is coming. If it is acting as a good key planet, then that role, that key planet role is important in the primary levels. That definitely it will play a role. Suppose that key planet, the Lord itself is a free planet, then its role is limited. It can act only as the sublord or it can act only as the supports. But in this case, that is not the case. Rahu is not a free planet, and Venus is also a good key planet for the education travel. So either Rahu or Venus should be playing role. Importantly, Rahu. Moon is okay. Sublevel is Venus. It is forming ruler link. Instead of Venus, if it was Rahu, that would have been better because this is having 12th house supportive, but instead of Venus, if it was Rahu, would have been better. Look at Mars. Mars planet is 5th lord, 10th lord, 10th occupant, and representing Ketu, it is blue color. It is not saying no. It is not saying strong also. Star level planet Venus, our good key planet. 2 level is Jupiter, our another good key planet. And importantly, Rahu itself is playing role at this sublord. So now you can see these 3 rulers are all the second level and 2A level, third level, and last level planets all are ruled by the important key planets of the Dasa Lord. Then if you check the Mars planet, where Mars is posted in its own sign, and Mars is also aspecting to Rahu. So Mars planet is getting the ruler link from the Rahu. That is also good, no? So Mars is getting ruler link because Mars is aspecting to Rahu, and Mars is not a detrimental planet, so that it can influence it's unfavorable to the Rahu or Venus. Mars is a supportive planet. So Rahu Dasa, Mars Bhukti, and its own antra, because star level is talking about the source. For what purpose traveling? 4, 11, 12, and 2 and 4. And second level, 2 level is supportive, and sublord is promising. So she traveled abroad during Rahu Dasa, Mars Bhukti, and Mars Antra in the let me check the period when she traveled abroad. She traveled abroad for pursuing higher studies in the end of December 2018. December 2018 end. Just a minute. Mars, Rahu Dasa, Mars Bhukti, up to 17/12/2018, Moon Bhukti was running. Moon is supportive, but during that moon period, he would have prepared also. But you can see during the moon Bhukti also, the last antra, would be Venus and Saturn. Sun antra. 11th month and this 1 month. But the sun is not very strong, right? So during moon Bhukti, Venus antra 2 months before, she would have prepared all the documents, everything. But once Mars started at the end of the December, she traveled. So made her travel during that Mars Bhukti, Mars Antra when started, end of the December. So you can see 3 months before, 2 months before, she would have applied and got the all the necessity thing, because Venus would have supported for this. Moon Bhukti, Venus Antra would have supported for such preparation, and Mars Bhukti, Mars Antra itself at the end of the December, she traveled abroad for pursuing higher studies. I think you are able to understand the timing of events. We studied the destiny. We studied the Dasa Lord's key planets. The Dasa Lord's good key planets are playing role in the Bhukti at the star level and sub level, and also forming ruler link. And where Moon is present, Moon is also important planet. 12th sublord is not playing role. No, so Moon is playing role in the supports, because Rahu, if you open that EPS table, then you will find where Moon is playing role for the rulers of the Mars. You can see Mars is having Jupiter, Rahu in the supports, and Venus is having moon, Rasi Lord for moon. Venus is Rasi Lord for moon, and Rahu also can have Rahu. Second planet is Venus. Venus is having moon and Rahu, because moon and Rahu are in indirect conjunction. So that Rahu and Venus are having connection to the moon indirectly, because through the supports. So that way that Mars is favorable for traveling abroad. So I think we're able to understand. So we can also check, if possible, that whether how the transit was there at the time, end of December, for example, December, September, October, November, December 2018. I hope so. 2000. Just a minute. 2018. Yes, December. She traveled abroad. End of 2018. So let us check that natal chart, how the Jupiter and Rahu rule was there. Jupiter was there in the sign of Scorpio. Jupiter is there in the Scorpio. Jupiter is aspecting to the ninth house, right? So Jupiter transiting, if it is aspecting to the ninth lord, ninth house, 12th house, are their lords. If it is that, then it is going to be adding support during transit also. Because Jupiter is important planet for the important life events. We normally take the support of the Jupiter, and also Rahu support also we can check. Rahu is in the watery sign. Transit Rahu is here. Rahu, if you check that Rahu star lord, Rahu in the sign of moon and star of Saturn. So Rahu in the sign of moon, star of Saturn and sub of Saturn. So moon sign is good. Star lord and sub lord, it is not very strong, but it is mixed one. But you can see, say, in the natal chart, Saturn in the star of Rahu. So that Rahu, ruling in the star of Saturn or sub of Saturn, that is not strong favorable key planet, but it is in the star of Rahu, that is good key planet. So that way the transit also supportive. In the sign of moon, that is what is saying, moon is a good key planet. So that is also favoring. So that way, and also Jupiter and aspecting to Rahu also, and aspecting to the Lagna also, they are all adding supports. So it means what? It means that supports also, the transit can give additional supports like support planets. But what is important? Important is the finding the Dasa Bhukti period. So that we have already studied with the help of the key planets, and we will see in the next example with the next different case. Good luck.